Thank you, Evaluator 2. Let's have the Grammarian step up, which is William. Take it away.
Thank you, General Evaluator Michelle. Future leaders, I have seen countless improvements throughout the many weeks that we've had these meetings, and I'm delighted to say that this meeting marks one of the record lows of any crutch words, filler words, time fillers, or anything of the sort that you have been using in your public speaking. I'd like to first address some of the filler and crutch words that I did notice, and then move on to good phrasing as well as some areas of improvement. Starting with myself as the Toastmaster, I noticed that I had one total word of the day, which was auspicious, which cast an auspicious sight and light on the rest of our meeting. That makes the word of the day count 4 now. Moving on to Rachel, I did notice two pauses, but they weren't long enough for me to count them as excessive. So you had no other filler words or crutches beside that in your tenure as Toastmaster, except for one little vocalization that sounded like an but that's already a great improvement from past weeks. Moving on to speaker one, Kara. I'd like to first acknowledge some of the your filler words as well. You had absolutely none. You only had two longer pauses, which I'm once again reluctant to count as crutch words because I think that excessive pauses far outclass any type of crutch word. Moving on to Ethan, you had no crutch words at all except for three repeats. So you got cut off in the middle of your sentence, probably because you were directing your flow of logic. It's not a huge problem. You've already cut out almost all of your filler words, but if you would be able to, I would just suggest looking out for the flow of logic within the sentence and trying to finish the sentence before you move on to another thought. For Angelina, I noticed two ums and one so. Your filler word that you may want to look out for is the For Michelle, I noticed one so, which was pretty drawn out, so I decided to count it as a word of the day and nothing else. And just a quick note, that's for your table topic speech. For Claire, table topics speaker two, no filler words at all. For table topics speaker three, Rachel, you only had one like. So once again, great job. Moving on to Kara, speaker four, I only noticed one and one repeat. So once again, very, very good job on controlling the crutch words. And Caleb, one repeat and no filler words. I counted two us in my own table topic speech, but I wasn't able to get any of the good phrasing or awkward phrasing. Michelle, general evaluator, one Caleb, one repeat, and Claire, no filler words during your second evaluation as well. In terms of some good phrasing, I thought that some of you had very good expressions throughout your speeches, especially Kara, who said socially acceptable and unique, kind of that pendulum. You're trying to be both, but you can't really find the balance. So that was great. I thought that you did a great job when phrasing yourself as the poster child of obedience that was well crafted. I also noticed one word of the day from you. From Ethan, I thought that you had a very good count of phrasing when you described yourself and art as kind of that gum that doesn't come off your shoe. Meanwhile, since you're very well developed in your vocabulary, I would recommend trying to adhere some of your vocabulary to the general tone. Your topic is very intellectual. So I don't think words like weird or insane really fit with the general persona that you're trying to portray in your speech. Moving on to table topic speaker one, Michelle. I loved how you ended strong with that don't stay in the past and keep moving forward. You sound like a politician there, a good politician. Moving on to Claire, I thought that you had some very good vocabulary too. Judgmental, that's good vocab. And for Rachel, I also thought that you had some good phrasing, though I would have, instead of the word creepy, maybe auspicious. Maybe use something a little more positive and also get a chance at the word of the day. For Kara, uh, pretty good overall. I thought that you can try to, and this is a general note for everyone, if you can, try not to use one of the four bad verbs. And they're not bad verbs. You just want to avoid them. They're to make, to do, to be, and I forget the last one. So try not to use those words. Try to use active voice verbs like participate, orate, something like that, that lends more meaning and power to your speech. And that is all I have for my report today, my grossly overtime report, and I will hand it back to our general evaluator, Michelle.